The expression of tagged proteins is the major source of proteins for research purposes. Using tags confers many advantages and enables simple, one-step purification. Minimizing the complexity of purification and speeding up access to pure proteins are the principal benefits. Mike, tell us how this approach to purifying proteins can be further optimized with on-column cleavage.
Using columns such as HiTrap, either manually or with a chromatography system such as ECTA Design, makes protein purification straightforward. So much so that it's unlikely you would get a PhD today simply by purifying a protein. As your professor once did, perhaps. Getting to a pure protein has to be done before you can get on with the important work. Use the automation capacity of ECTA to let you focus on the interesting parts of your workflow. I'm going to give you an insight how you can benefit from the intelligent automation capability of ECTA using on-column cleavage as the example. Think of ECTA as an intelligent robot. Robots are superior to humans at many tasks. They are most efficient when it comes to reproducibility and standardization, and, more importantly, they avoid the problem of human error. So let's do what we are best at and leave them to get on with what they are best at. Lucky robots.
Okay, Mike's tip. Use the power of the ECTA to automate as much of the task of purifying tagged proteins as you can.
There are several tags used for purifying proteins. The two most widely used are histidine and glutathione S-transferase, GST for short. GST is a large tag useful for increasing the solubility of expressed proteins, but might interfere with protein function or interaction if not removed. It is therefore often necessary to carry out protease digestion on your sample to remove the GST tag. It is a good example for on-column cleavage, the automated removal of the tag from the protein which is bound to the column while it is still connected to the ECTA system. Eluting a GST tag protein from the GS-trap column is easy using the mild reducing agent reduced glutathione, which preserves protein integrity and function. The important goal is to end up with a protein as close to native as possible in terms of both structure and function. Therefore, it is important to have an efficient cleavage strategy. Let your ECTA robot be an effective and skilled partner, much better than you at some tasks and loves doing them really well. Remember, a robot doesn't get bored, impatient, or take shortcuts. Here are some examples of automated on-column cleavage.
Mike's first example is the on-column cleavage of the GST tag with precision protease.
The GST tagged protein contains the recognition sequence for precision protease, which itself is GST tagged. After the binding of the tagged protein on a GS-trap fast flow column, the GST tag is easily cleaved on the column by the automatic addition of precision protease. By passing the product through a second GS-trap fast flow column, no precision protease, uncleaved GST fusion protein or free GST is eluted with the target protein.
Mike's second example is the use of thrombin for the on-column cleavage of the GST tag.
Secondly, a fusion protein can be constructed, containing a thrombin site between the protein and the GST tag. Fully automated cleavage using the thrombin cleavage agent is easy using ECTA. After purification is complete, on-column cleavage is enabled by the addition of thrombin. The thrombin is then completely and automatically removed from the sample using a HiTrap benzamidine column and the power of ECTA automation.
Apart from these two, there are several other examples of effective on-column cleavage chemistries and protocols. Mike will tell us about one or two other examples, which might interest you.
For example, for the cleavage of GST tags, recombinant factor 10A can also be used. Histidine tags are not as commonly cleaved as compared with GST. Because of their relatively small size, tag removal is not always necessary. However, when needed, automated cleavage with active protease is easy. Let ECTA do more of the work to purify tagged proteins with simple methods and automatic on-column cleavage, leaving you to get on with the real work that PhDs and papers in Nature are made of. check out the Recombinant Protein Purification Handbook.